Okay, we're live. I'm gonna finish something first. Before I start my comic. Let's see. Hello, hello. You can close. First gonna finish something before I start with the penny. You can go. Oops. Noops. Yips. And good evening to you too. I can keep it like that. This is okay if a little bit goes off screen. I think I might be able to up this. That's the wrong one. Wait, I did something wrong. There we go. First, I'm going to select this. This is fine. And have fun at the facts. No, I need to have this one. I'm actually okay with this blue. I just wanted to have a little bit more blue. And the stroke's gonna be a dark blue. Just preparing for the next introduction. This one can go. Yeah, this is fine. You can go. Slightly smaller. Slightly bigger, slightly. Oh, we've got 4 feet now. And of course this is too much already. Maybe 5%. Does that help? Yep. Still want to make a new outfit for Naraku. That's connected to the visual novel. And I want to make a Christmas Penny and a Christmas Me variant. Naraku doesn't really have a Christmas variant because they don't celebrate Christmas on Seiken. But I might get a nice dress for her. And a lie, I don't think she's gonna get a Christmas variant for now. Maybe later. That's up close. The eyes might still be a hint too green. But this is okay. You can go. I could probably cut them out better, but oh, how about I change the name? The color, maybe purple with a blue outline. I don't like the pink yet. It's way too pink. I know that. No, pink. It's too purple. That's better. Now I notice the inside isn't really that great, but that's okay. Those with a keen eye notice that Penny's winter outfit is slightly darker than her summer outfit. Almost done, almost ready to start a comic. And that's the last one. Okay, gonna close this off just to refresh everything. Yeah, I could have done that. It was an option. 4 people watching. People are responding quite positively about the penny, or actually the VTubers I made. Which is nice. It's nice that if you make something, people respond positively. And of course, right now I just want to do everything with it because it's my new bone to gnaw, as we say in Dutch. 777. Well, it's not going to be a lucky comic. Spelling, spelling. Just checking spelling. No, wait. Always double checking if you, especially if you work in a different language. How about I reset it for a moment? Reset. Yes, I click yes. And this is probably a comic I need to share with people at work. What I couldn't share last week, but I can share now, is that I've been to Paris past weekend. Of course, I've driven through Paris, but now I was actually in Paris. I have no... Oh, don't be so scary. I have no idea which part of Paris I was. It was one of the outer parts. It took about half an hour by bus to get to the hotel and about half an hour to Montmartre in the Sacré-Cœur. The Sacré-Cœur, by the way, please forgive my pronunciation, by the way, I suck at French, is a church. There was this whole story about someone getting the death penalty because he fought differently, and then he was forced to carry his cross to the top of the hill, the Montmartre, and it took him too long, so they chopped off his head halfway, and then he carried his head to the top, and that's where he fell down, and that's where the church was built. Unfortunately, there were a lot of scam artists and peddlers there. So, and peddlers, for those who don't know what that means, it's people offering things for sale, but it's usually junk and illegal. Sometimes there are even people whose identity papers have been stolen by someone, and they are forced to work for that person until they get their papers back, which is technically slavery. I think that's the reason why the police isn't that strict about them, because technically those peddlers are victim as well. As for Paris itself, I think I suffered a bit of Paris syndrome. Paris syndrome is where you imagine Paris to be amazing, and then you get there, and then it turns out to be normal, and you get disillusioned. Didn't know I had romanticized Paris, but apparently I did. And there were a lot of homeless people as well. Really a lot of homeless people. It just makes you realize how blessed you are just to have a roof over your head, to have a job, to have your own papers. And Sacré-Cœur was... I'm not much of a fan of churches, but it was a very nice church. I managed to climb all to the top, which was 300 stairs, and wow, I really underestimated that. What else did I visit? Um, really, I keep on forgetting what I visited. We had a lunch on the Seine with a boat tour. And on Sunday we had the Eiffel Tower, but the waiting line was so long we actually only had about 30 minutes on the second floor. Do keep in mind that if you ever visit the Eiffel Tower, you're not allowed to bring up things like knives, pocket knives, screwdrivers, things like that. And of course, you think, well, that makes sense. But I completely forgot I have a keychain that has it's a keychain with tools. So it has a screwdriver, it has a little saw. It's not a pocket knife. It is it's a keychain. But apparently they missed that, so I'm okay with that. And part of the tour was also driving on the electrical steps. What's the English word of a step? I have no idea what the English word for step is. I never really liked backwards building of a body, but it wasn't a Segway. Segway is a brand, and they do have one of those electrical steps. Scooters? Maybe it's a scooter? Yeah, like I said, Segway does make these scooters because it's a brand. It's not really a type of machine. I mean, a Mercedes is a car, but it is no Opel. I'm gonna look it up. It's called an electric scooter, an e-step. And that's confusing because scooters are something very different in Dutch. Okay, and I'm just gonna do something different for that panel. And this needs to be on top of everything. This can be a bit more to the center. Needs to go a bit higher. It's just a shame that I told about my allergy, and they assumed that the menu choices I picked would be dairy free, so I would know it myself, so they didn't check it at all. First night it went fine. They actually made sure I had a dessert that was dairy free. So first restaurant was the hotel itself, and they checked, so that's recommended. Lunch next day I just got the vegetarian option and got a fruit salad as a dessert. By the way, breakfast was just pick your own, so I just picked some dry cereal, stuff like that. And at dinner I picked risotto that's made with parmesan cheese, and parmesan cheese doesn't have lactose in it. However, this was extremely creamy. So I just chucked in 2 lactose pills and told them this wasn't lactose free. This had dairy in. Yeah, but it has cheese. Yeah, parmesan cheese is supposed to be lactose free, unless you have the cheap kind of cheese. But how would we know then? And I was like, then you check the package? No, we couldn't ask the kitchen to do that. So they just last minute changed my meal. Because apparently my meal had, as a side dish, mashed potatoes, which are usually made with uh, with butter and a dash of milk. So they managed to avert that crisis. Still wondering if the steak I ordered was not grilled in butter. But I already had chucked in 2 pills, so that should be enough. That hand is way too small. It's a good hand, but way too small. There we go. But only when I told them I had ingested milk, despite my allergy, they started to take things seriously. Did you take any medication, antihistamine or whatever? And I was like, this antihistamine isn't the cure for lactose intolerance. It's a very different allergy. I think those 2 pills I took did help a lot. And the next day, of course, hotel breakfast. So I took some dry cereal again. And then we had lunch. And what did I get? Well, they adapted the meal for me. That was very nice. Because it again had mashed potatoes and a cream sauce. So I just got some chicken with veggies and some fries. Oh no, the veggies were with the restaurant that didn't take lactose intolerance seriously at all. But at the last restaurant, chicken lunch, the chicken was quite dry. It was a chicken fillet and it was quite dry. But honestly, they did their best to keep it lactose free. So I didn't mind. It's just like I made the chicken myself. So I didn't complain about it because they made sure it was lactose free, which is good. It's very good. But the dessert was chocolate praline. Oh, making a mistake. There we go. And I can have pure chocolate because that doesn't have any milk in it. And I think there might have been some milk in the pie itself, the praline pie. There was probably butter in the biscuit, but to be honest, it was very chocolatey, meaning it was too pure for my taste. But luckily, a lot of people were. There were a few people who were like, "I wished I had taken the chocolate praline. It looks so tasty." And I was like, "Here you go." Managed to make 3 people happy, and I didn't really miss it at all. I had one bite, know the taste. So there were a couple of restaurants that took the lactose intolerance seriously, and a few did not. And I think the one that didn't take it serious was probably the most expensive one. Well, and we had the tour on these electrical scooters. And really, I wasn't comfortable driving on top of them at all. I need to reset the position a lot today. Those things really go fast. I believe someone clocked them at 16 kilometers an hour. And of course, the guide used to Paris just went all the way through people. Well, not through people, passing people. And I was like, no wonder those things are illegal in the Netherlands. The guide was very humorous, by the way. So the guide itself, it was very fun to be on the tour. It's just those scooters were absolutely horrid. And I'm very glad they are still illegal in the Netherlands. Probably not later this year. They have a few more guidelines making them legal. Not that much fan of it, looking forward to it, but people are probably responsible about them then. Luckily, didn't have an accident. I did opt to wear a helmet. Because I was like, I am gonna get an accident. But luckily, no accidents. And like I said, a lot of beggars, peddlers, scam artists. There's a lot of those of the ball game, where they place a little ball on the three cups, and then you need to follow it. And I have a feeling that one of the rich ladies that rich-looking ladies that won, who won like 200 euros at once. I think she was part of the group, just looking fancy to lure in the tourists. Because seriously, 50 euros for one guess? It's easy to win. And the most memorable place was the lunch on the Seine. It was a boat tour, and meanwhile you got your lunch. And they offered to take our picture, which of course is always overpriced. But they were nice pictures, so we took them anyway. Some people called us crazy for doing that, but I was like, yeah, well, we're in Paris. The pictures are actually nice. There are not much pictures of me or my love. Okay, and now we need to switch layers. It actually needs to be on top of this as well. Is there a way to get this chair closer? Just a little bit closer. Oh, that's a bit too much cable. And let's see. Still white this time. It's just a little bit easier to do that. like the face, or at least that's better. The other one looked like drooling. And actually, when you're on top of the Eiffel Tower, you don't even see that much. There are a lot of people over there. Tourists, of course. So, would I want to return to Paris? Probably not. There's too much of a divide of rich and poor. I mean, the moment we reached our hotel, of course, there was a lot of, there were still protests because of the raised pension age and strikes of trash not being picked up, and homeless people were sleeping among the trash. And there was a beggar lady next to the car road with her child in her arms, cradled, and I was like, I don't even know if that child is real or that it's a doll. The child is hanging so weirdly. So that's what scammers do. You don't even believe the true homeless people anymore. But like I said, it just makes you more aware of how lucky we are. We have free meals a day. We have a warm bed. We have shelter. I know it's the same in almost all big cities, but there's a huge, huge difference between Amsterdam and Paris. But in the Netherlands, um, it is a bit harder to be homeless. It's not impossible, and a lot of people fall through the cracks. But it is we have shelters where people can sleep. Um, you don't have to beg for your food most of the time. And then like I said, there are people falling through the cracks. Not everyone is that lucky, but the amount of beggars in Paris is pretty much the amount of beggars in all the big cities of the Netherlands combined. Mm, yeah, if Antwerp or Brussels is the same as Paris, I think I'm going to avoid that. Thank you for the tip. That's a bit too pink. Even the drug war. Just makes me happier about my little town. Maybe a lot more boring, but at least I have my own bed to sleep in. But again, those scooters, terrifying. I know I was one of the few who considered them terrifying. Many considered them a lot of fun. I just wasn't one of them. Oh, here you can see some kids riding on them as well. They're just still illegal. There are a few types allowed. But I've seen the prices of those allowed types, and I sincerely doubt that the kids who ride them have parents that have that kind of money. It is, of course, it's possible to have the legal ones, but considering the price, I sincerely doubt that. Yeah, here in the Netherlands, like I said, they're still illegal. There are more rules being made, and that's mostly because of accidents. People getting killed on them, people not minding others, people hurting others. The Netherlands is a bit more strict about them. So if you have one of those scooters and you go to the Netherlands, well, don't, because you're not allowed to drive them here just yet. You need a special type insurance. You need a helmet. Helmets are obligated as well for the types that are allowed, by the way. This needs to be 100. At how much those scam artists or artists scam people influence your opinion when we returned. Oh, that's the wrong layer. I'm just gonna cut them then. It's going to be easier. I had a beggar for food, and I was immediately like, even if I give you food, money, you won't buy food with it. So someone else gave him money, and the first thing he did was buy some food. So he was a legit one. But thanks to the people in Paris, I couldn't trust him anymore. As for the hotel, well, it did what it had to do, but it was very, very small. I mean, you had a bed in the room, and that was the room. If you saw the movie Ratatouille, where Linguini takes Remy to his apartment, well, that was pretty much the apartment of where I was staying. I believe it was a 3-star hotel, but we have a different view on the number of 3 stars in the Netherlands. But again, it did its job, did what it had to do. I believe it's this layer. I don't know what an F1 hotel is. But in the Netherlands we would call this a 1-star hotel. Now I need to make it smaller. Oh, it's the name of the hotel itself. Okay, didn't know that. Could be. I think Bastion hotels would be a higher rating than this hotel. They probably had the 3 stars because they had everything organic, which means in most times it means it was tasteless. But I can rest assured that some students have bigger rooms than this hotel room. It was very weird, by the way, because the hotel did have free Wi-Fi. And you remember that if you click on something, it sometimes autofills your credentials because you signed in before, like your login name, your email address. This website suggested an email address that wasn't mine. So that was very weird. Okay, the balloons. I'd like to think the stars are a little bit more more rules than just that. And I did wear a helmet here when I took the scooter because I know myself. But right now, the electrical scooters that are allowed have a helmet obligated. Yeah, we're there. Thank you. Oh, I love it when the system decides on its own to install things. Okay. Text check time. I just came home from a restaurant and I have a white chocolate sauce drip on my dress. I took my pills, so I should be safe. Thank you for the check. Still waiting for feedback from you. I like crawling out of the screen. Oh, this bothers me. Oh, and it's gonna bother me forever. Was it this layer? Oh, completely forgot to do the background, which is fine for the banner because the banner is not going to be published anyway. But I'm still gonna do it for this one. Anyway, we left Friday, returned Sunday. I have no idea which day it is. Yeah, it's Tuesday. What did I do yesterday? Not much, apparently. Yeah, those active vacations are not something I'm much fan of. But it was all expenses paid, so I shouldn't complain. I mean, how many people can say they went to Paris for free? Okay, it's full. Memory's full. Okay, did I get the penny saved? Yep, now the text. There you are. The 28th. Okay, let's send this. Okay, thank you for the text check. First I'm going to send it before I forget it. And to add the comics as well. Did it send? Whoops, send it twice to the same person, but that's not that bad. Okay, it's sent. Okay, just checking one little message. And then I want to do this part of the sketches. People, stop yelling outside, please. You're sounding very aggressive, even though you probably don't mean it. Okay. New. and just do Ctrl+C. Because I noticed I sometimes draw this image too small, so let's make it bigger. And this is chapter 11. Wait, it's chapter 11? 5? No, this shouldn't be 11. Wait. It should... Wait. Which was the last chapter image I made? Let's check that first. Now still the time to fix it. Part 4. Where's part 4? 12, so it should be 13. Oh my gosh, I can't count! Oh, I'm such a fool. Did you guys know that a hand only has 5 fingers and not 6? Gosh, who would have thought? See, this is why I tell people always count your fingers, because I always manage to make 3 fingers, 6 fingers a hand. 25. Chapter 13. And that means that before I continue this, I need to add a bit to the sketch, namely and then goes the pinky. See, I tend to do this more often. Just forget how much fingers a hand has. Yeah, you could say I made AI it myself. AI can count better fingers than I can. Wait, this is a very uncomfortable position. Well, it isn't for my right hand. It is for my left. I'm just gonna make a different hand as a whole. Luckily this was still the sketch phase, so I can solve it quite easily. And I think that in the comic I'll do, if the space allows it, I'll make a little part about VTuber Penny. Just a tiny part, maybe 1-2 pages. Okay. And I have to keep the line thin, otherwise I need to retrace it again. I'm going to trace it with a bright color so I can easily see it. And then make the line black at the end, or actually brown. It's usually going to be brown. Let me check the previous copy. Oh, why doesn't it open? It opens on my other screen. This is completely colored. Maybe I can make something new for this. And this is fully brown line art. Ooh. Did I have a new Kimu image lately? I don't think I have. Is there something in my scans? Nope. February art. Nope. January art. Nope. I don't really draw myself that often. I can use the art from my Christmas card. Those who know, got my Christmas card know which I mean. I could use that. It's a possibility. There we go. I mean, it was my 5-year anniversary last year, so why not? I still have time. What I'll do for the intro image. I also have an idea of what to make for the cover of my 6th novel. Yes, already thinking about that. Even though 5 still has to be published, but I'm expecting that I don't need that much time for it. I mean, the art is done, the poem is done. So it just means I have to text check it with 2 different files and then read it through one more time. But I first want to do some penny art today. Maybe I'll start checking the story tomorrow. Just go through it quite quickly because it's just checking all the notifications and edits. And if I use a dual screen, which I have here, maybe it goes a little bit faster. I'm just gonna copy this eye. bit higher. I mean, when the penny part 5 is done, I don't have to do anything for the penny for at least 3 years. Unless I want to, of course. So that means that next year I want to focus on book 6 and book 6 art. And probably the visual novel. Maybe the sketch art book. That one is optional. Still have plenty of sketches to make, so it's okay if that is a little bit later. I still have my second art book that I want to make. That too has no priority. And of course my children's book I still want to make. But at least I'm starting to get more confident about my art. So what I'm planning is still the books Forever Young, book 6 and 7, visual novel, I have the sketch art book, I have the second art book, and I have the children's book, and of course the other books I still plan to write. Yeah, I still have a lot of books planned. You know me, I'm a busy bee. And of course I have to edit the other book. Someone asked me to edit, but I'm really slow. But I plan to do 2 episodes this weekend in the train to Paris, but on the way back I was just too tired. Yeah, resin art will come. I still have to finish a few swords and a few other things I want to create. Save. Yeah, diamond painting is on a hold for now. So is resin, by the way. We just have other projects that have priority for now. And I also have a student, which is nice to have a student, by the way. Don't get me wrong. Having a student is a lot of fun. It just does mean I have less time for other things. And let's copy this eye as well. That's a bit too much. Well, if you have a commission, you exactly know how I feel or how busy I am, and that you have to set priorities. And if I want to create a new VTuber outfit, it usually takes an hour or 4 or 5 as well, so. Hmm, I wouldn't mind seeing your VTubers. Okay, and I already gonna copy this hand for the other side. No, you may use your VTubers for whatever you want. They're yours, not mine, so you decide who sees them. I mean, the person who commissioned a VTuber from me, let's see, where are you? Isn't on Twitch as a whole. They just really wanted one. And maybe they'll be on Twitch one day, or just manage to incorporate in their videos. I don't mind. Like I said, you're a VTuber, you do what you want. I'm not gatekeeping. Yep, this is nice, this is nice. And this is my reference layer, right? And I'm gonna duplicate it just in case. And it's going to be a dark brown. Just don't know which dark brown just yet. Just picking a color. Okay, and color. Is this the one I need? Let's see if that works. Apparently it does. Slightly darker toned. Penny was also always be supposed to be a combination and a mix of people living in Nieuwegein. So if you would put everything in a melting pot, I know a band that made a whole song about this. But I gotta admit, this new program saves a lot of time. By having the option of setting things to a draft layer. Of course, I may diverge slightly from what I did in the previous parts, but that's a bit too dark. The only downside of this program is it doesn't have burn and dodge, so I have to do it some other way. Which is fine, by the way. I can manage. That's a bit of a nasty color yellow. That's better. Okay, let's see how the first layer of colors went. Still have to do smeltjen. This needs to be darker. Already assumed that, by the way, but that's a bit too dark actually. Thing is, Ethan has a very dark hair color, so I would have to make his hair color lighter, darker line, which is still doable. Don't get me wrong. Well, that's a bit wrong. I'm just gonna fix it later. I bought an upgrade for this program because, well, it was getting an upgrade. And I could stay with the previous version or buy the upgrade for 60% off. And considering how often I use this program, there's still a lot of features I haven't found out yet, so still plenty to learn, but yeah, I would consider the upgrade worth it. We'll do that at the end. This does, by the way, have an auto shade nowadays, so I'm gonna look how it looks if I do it on auto shade, but I have a feeling it's not something I'm gonna like. Let's look up how auto shade works. So, how does it work? No, this is not the tutorial I'm looking for. that's just what people made themselves. Where is it? Shading assist. And people like this? I can do this way better by hand. Which I'm gonna do. First we're going to do the fix shade. Okay, so first we're gonna do the bold purple shade. Which you're going to set on multiply perhaps? Yep, multiply. Then we're going to take the yellow shadings. And that's soft light. And then we're going to do the brown shades. Smaller brush. I still need to see how big things were in book 4. How detailed did I make the hair in the episodes? Yeah, I did some basic hair shading. I forgot to color a little bit, but I can do that soon enough. And then in the end, this is gonna be a darker color anyway. Slightly lighter for Penny. Is this too light? And this is probably too light. There we go. And for the Ethan part, I need to make it even darker, but I need to know his final shade. First of all, new layer. Okay, this is gonna be weird to just shade it, so Gaussian blur. Okay. Seriously, the art I made last year was horrible. I know some people disagree with me. They think it's fine. I just... This is way better than last year's art. I know we all improve and all, but seriously. I won't lie, part of the speed of this art is because of Clip Studio Paint. Which is nice, by the way. Which means I don't have to spend ages on it. If you heard that, pardon me. If you didn't hear that, you didn't miss anything. Okay. And now we're going to do the colors of the layers. That part I missed. We're gonna fix that first. So that means turning off all these layers. Does this help? Yep. Okay, that's a lot better. Some things you only notice when you look up close. There we go. Up here. There we go. Now, I need probably pretty much black for Ethan's hair. No, there was no kitty here. I'm all alone here today. Kitty didn't miss me one bit when I was in France, apparently. Didn't even come from the chair when we came home again. I was like, oh, you guys are back? And then, wait, you guys are back. Does that mean there's food again? At least the other cat was more like, oh my gosh, you're home again. Please feed me. And then one more upper layer. But it needs to be on top of this one. On top of that one. And not clipped. First I'm gonna make the lines. But these are way too bright. Not transparent. New layer. Clip it. Slightly gray. Right, I need to clear the reference. Let's try that again. Maybe a hint of purple in it as well. Okay. I think this is the chapter 13 image. Of course, this is with a grey background, so I still need to make one with a white background. This looks horrible. I know. This one needs to go. And now when you zoom out, it's not that great just yet. Huh. I currently have the comic of Vladimir's annual check with the vet. And he recently received a letter that it's his time again. So this is a lot better than the art of book 4. Which means 1 done. 2 more to go, few small ones, chibi entrance image and the big cover. So I'm not sure if I'm be able to do this all before Fantasy Fest. Like I said, my personal life was really upside down for a couple of months. And only recently I finally have some energy again. Which means I still have plenty of backlog. Book 5 is due, Penny 5 is due, Book 5 in Dutch is due, someone else's book is due, and it's all at the same time. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it before May. I'm gonna do my best. I still have vacation this week and I plan to do something tomorrow. Maybe I'll just record it for stream, maybe for YouTube. Maybe I'll stream it, I don't know yet. So this is it for today. And I'll be seeing you next time that I'll stream, which I have no idea when that is. At least you can get a preview what the other things are. as long as I can count. 6, 11, 13. Yeah, that one is right. And then the 15 is easy. That's just free hands. Chibi image also fine. Chibi head's fine. Cover is just a big one. So you'll be seeing me, I'll be seeing you, we'll be seeing each other. And for now, at least I managed to do something. Right? Which also always a nice thing. I'll be seeing you next time. Bye bye.